thanks, Jake. Hodgie, how do you see this panning out, mate?
This is going to be a great game, I reckon, boys. Should be very exciting after St Mary's lost last week and Buffs having a good win.
So Ryan Smith winning the tuck there in the middle of the ground. And Saints looking to go forward now. Kick inside 50. Good spoil on there from the Buffaloes. Ben Rioli wrapped up there.
Nick, great to see Nate Paredes getting an early touch. He's exactly what St Mary's missed last week, a hard on-ball, a good size. And you can see Ryan Smith worked very hard last week and just didn't have the plays to tap it to. And I think Nate Paredes will work very well there today.
So the Buffs looking to clear it out of defence, pushing it down the wing.
Yeah, Jared Stokes' first touch of the day in his 100th game. Obviously a great milestone for him, Hodgie.
Yeah, it's been a great player for the club, and it's great to see him make this milestone. A very important player too. He played very well last week and gives him a lot of inside grunt and a lot of run on the outside as well.
So the throw in on the outer wing here. Yaron in having a look for it. Can't get it. Play on, says the umpire. Ball going forward. Musgrove gets flung over the line, and we're going to get another throw in on the outer wing.
Interesting to see Nick Yaron getting a couple of early touches. Was very good last week in a losing side, and he's already had 3 or 4 touches today. I thought he might start up forward this week and try and give him a bit more punch, but he hasn't, as Ryan Smith gets the tap down. But it's the Buffs who got a little bit of space here as they work it down to the Michael Long side of the ground.
So Lee Munangor puts it in forward for the Buffaloes. Good tackle on there over on the out of pocket for the Buffaloes. Ball in hot dispute. Inside 50 now. It's a little bit scrappy early. Buffs put the kick on goal and it's through for a behind. So the Buffaloes with the first score with the minor, Hodgie.
Yeah, not super clean early on. I think the pressure from both sides has been really high so far, and I expect to see that. But Saints will really want to bounce back after last week and apply a lot of pressure on the opposition.
So Saints to kick it in. Raph Clark, back flank, looking to move it quickly. Paredes. Good hit up there on the forward flank. So they've gone inside now, looking to get it forward. St Mary's with the kick inside. Francis Cantari's parked under it. And it gone up. Play on, says the umpire. Ball in dispute.
Paredes strong as he whips it in on the outside of the boot. Could get the bounce here.
Yaron over to Cooper, and Cooper gets the first goal for St Mary's. So St Mary's moved to 1 goal straight. Buffaloes 1 behind. Hodgie.
I think the Saints have made it very clear what their intentions are today. They want to move the ball really quickly from that kick in. You saw a clean transition on the outer side, got the ball in as quick as they possibly could to some really dangerous forwards. So really good play, St Mary's. Really good way to start the game. So fantastic.
Yeah, we saw probably maybe once last week the Saints go coast to coast, and whilst it got a little caught up there just before the 50-metre line, it was pretty much coast to coast there. And again, you can see the impact that Nate Paredes has. 2 big bombs in, one from Vallejo, then the next from Raph Clark, to give Nate Paredes the room. And then this is what Saints are really going to try and do today with a lot of the small forward types. Your Kintharis, Nick Yaron's going to work forward. So that's really what they're going to try and do today and give their forward space and time.
So Smith dominant in the ruck there against Morton. They're on the outer wing now. St Mary's looking to move it forward. Labastida in dispute. Goes off the ground. And we're going to have a throw in on the forward pocket for St Mary's.
I think you're spot on, Jake. Nate Paredes, his work rate there early on to get that ball forward, and even at these stoppages, he's very physical inside, and it's allowing Nick Yaron to get his first hands on the ball as Ryan Smith is doing some great work in the ruck.
Josh Heath there looking to get the little Pistons moving, get on the ground. So we've got the ball in here. Smith wins the tap, gets the shot on goal, and it's going to be out on the full. So Buffs with the kick in.
But again, you could see that Smith to Paredes combination, something that last week when it was like the likes of Nick Yaron getting tapped to, just got that body and run through the centre. Already we've seen maybe 3 Smith to Paredes combinations already.
So Cam Stokes looking to bring it back in for the Buffaloes, try and clear it out of their defence. Hits up the target in Jackson Clark.
That's Moroney there.
Moroney, it sure is.
Yeah, as he tries to, waves a few boys down the field and says, hey fellas, this one's coming to you. Smith looks like he'll get under it, as does Clark. As it swings around, it's getting pretty messy here. That's Mendy's first touch for the season. What do you know about him, Hodgie?
He's played at Saints a couple of years ago, but looks like not a bad little player. He's in and under. His work rate is up. It'll be interesting to see how he works into this game. But you can see Saints definitely getting first use at these stoppages.
So Smith dominated in the ruck early. Good tap down there to Musgrove. Ball off the ground. And we're just going to clear it up here for the Buffs. So moving it towards the boundary. Rioli in.
Oh, good contact there by Shannon Rioli coming in.
Ball still in dispute there on the flank. They get the kick out now. Ball still in play. No, it's out of bounds.
You can see already, boys, that St Mary's, the older players, more experienced players, and Shannon Rioli, Nate Paredes, these guys, Ryan Smith, their intensity around the football has definitely lifted this week compared to last week.
Yeah, again, and also just that leadership around the place as well. You see Mendy getting another chance there, diving on the ball, getting a nice handball out as it spills out to Josh Cheek, who gets it inside 50. Do they have their space? Yes, they do. Jack Musgrove puts the mitts up, and he had a few from here last week, so it'll be interesting to see if he can put this one through the middle.
Yeah, look, Jack, I've seen him at training during the week. He's actually been doing quite a few set shots at goal during the week, so from this exact spot, so let's hope he can steer this one through, get Saints off to the start that they really needed after last week.
He practiced a few before the initial opening bounce and nailed it straight through the middle, so let's see if I can put the commentator's curse on him right here.
So Musgrove on the approach, ball up in the air, and he has kicked the goal. So St Mary's get their second through Musgrove. They move to 2 goals, 0-12 to the Buffaloes. Still the one behind.
Interesting that you can also see the start that St Mary's have got off to this week. They were very sluggish at the beginning last week, and that's probably from that lack of leadership. But again, when you get the Riolis and the Nate Paredes, a few of those older blokes back into the sides, even Mendy as well, it allows the likes of young Jack Musgrove to kind of concentrate a bit more, get those early balls in, which is what they've done very well, and it's definitely a stark contrast to their first 10 minutes last week.
So Atkinson and Smith to do battle in the ruck. Smith's very dominant early. Ball off the ground. Kantari takes
what a take! Straight from the slips cordon.
Play on. He gets the handball over. Kantari still there. Ball in dispute again. Stokes with the kick out. Musgrove for the St Mary's. Puts it back inside 50.
Great mark there.
Labastida. It's off to a good start. Kantari looking for the cheeky handball. Inside 50 now, and Atkinson punches it through for a minor score. Hodgie.
Yeah, look, definitely pressure so far, and first use at those stoppages. I keep saying it time and time again, but they're definitely getting first use, getting the ball inside 50. They've got some dangerous players up there. The more they can get in, the more they'll score.
Savika now in the back pocket for the Buffaloes, looking for an option. Oh, well smothered there, the snap on goal, and across.
Not quite enough, Ben.
The face there from McGrath.
Good pressure, though, from the Saints, keeping it down this forward 50. And again, I think that's the benefit when you have essentially 5 or 6, depending on if you class Jack Musgrove as a small forward. 5 or 6 small forwards up in that forward line, you're allowed to really hold that pressure.
So 2-2-14 to 1 behind the Buffaloes. Raph Clark on the outer side gets a handball over
Plenty
the
of
top.
room here. Benny Rioli is time. He usually capitalises from this position.
And misses to the left. So another minor there for St Mary's. Hodgie, they've had plenty of chances early.
Yeah, they have. Their pressure's been fantastic. The defenders are definitely coming up the ground, not allowing Buffs any time and space with the footy, and it's creating opportunities for...
So the ball back in play from the Buffs, looking to clear it out. They just can't clear it out at the moment. Kantari with the hands to Musgrove. Rioli does a little 1-2 shake.
Plenty of time and space here for Yaron.
Sorry, Yaron. It's gone
Puts
back.
it through. Nicely done, Nicky Yaron. He's been great early, and he gets another, I guess, real just reward for a great first quarter.
Yeah, and even those stoppages again, we'll see it. Obviously a kick in here, but Mendy's hands, clean hands at the ground level, and gets it to advantage of one of his teammates. He's been really impressive early on, and even Francis Kanthari's had a few impacts and made the opposition pay every time he gets the ball, and great finish by Nicky Yaron.
Also, always like to commend a guy who does a good shepherd, so well done to Henry Labastida there, who just gave Nicky Yaron a little bit of extra time to, sum up the current situation and give him a couple extra steps as he goes through.
So Smith having a well-earned break on the bench. He's been dominant early. Sees Anthony Hale into the ruck against Morton from the Buffs. Good tap down there from Hale. St Mary's looking to clear. Could have been holding the ball. Umpire says play on. Ball in dispute. Still in the middle, and the umpire will throw it up.
Yeah, Liam Philpott, one of the more experienced players for the Buffs, obviously trying to assert his dominance on the game there. We have a Saints player down.
It's Nicholas Yarran.
Yeah, looks like Yarran there.
See him get the handball away.
Oh, that
Oh,
knee
it
and
looks like a
ankle
knee.
maybe just caught. Oh, no,
no.
he copped the knee over the top from Philpott. Or maybe his own
Yeah, it
player.
might have been friendly fire there. He right in the head, so hopefully he's okay here. He hasn't really moved, so medical staff are out with him. Hopefully they get it sorted.
So it's a bit of deja vu. We had this same time last week, didn't we, Hodgie?
Yeah, almost about the same time of the game as well. So yeah, hopefully Nicholas is okay, and he's able to. But it looked like a fairly heavy knock to the head. But boys, just going back to the start of this quarter, you can see definitely Saints have come out. Their intent has been to apply a lot of pressure to the opposition and get the ball inside 50 and move it on as quick as they can. Almost an exact difference to last week, you know. So it's paying off for them so far, and they've started this game really well. And Buffs look maybe a little bit shell-shocked early on. Buffs are a young side, so you know this stop in play has enabled the more senior guys. You can see Cammy Stokes. He's grabbed his back six and he's having a bit of a discussion with them, and through the midfield, you know, Liam Philpott's got them, and I think they'll get themselves together and get sorted. And it's great to see Nicholas Yarran on his feet now and walking off the ground.
Yeah, all under his free will too, so that's good, and I guess he'll get a bit of an assessment on the sideline there, and we might be able to see him back in action depending on how that head knock went. Yeah, just as you saw on the replay there, Philpott's left knee just capping him in the back, and as he grabs his neck, he's obviously pretty tender at the moment, and the staff taking him off, and hopefully we'll see Nick back in action.
So we're back underway here in the middle of the ground. Hale with the knock. Kenny Morton fires up with the second knock. Ball still in dispute here, and the umpire's going to throw it up again.
Anthony Hale coming straight in to the ruck this week. Didn't spend much time in the ruck, pretty much exclusively at half forward last week. But as you can see, Smith coming back in after a little break, and be interesting to see what happens now with them both on the ground.
So Buffs looking to attack here, although the ball's still in dispute. Could have been high. We're going to have another throw up. Buffs just edging forward ever so slightly. So Smith and Morton. Morton wins that tap to centre half forward. Pick up there. Here's Lee Munungo from Yirrkala. His second Premier League game. Good kick centre half forward, although the mark's dropped. Kenny Morton puts it back inside 50 for the Buffs. Here's a scoring opportunity.
Oh, good grab there. Was that Armat Watkins, I think? Yeah, it was.
Great mark
grab
there. So Armat Watkins takes a mark about 25 metres out on a slight angle.
Yeah.
Always enjoy someone who does the boot up first. This one's going in, so I'm going to do the lace up, make sure it's nice and tight. Pretty simple routine.
Well, if it works, let's see if it works. Armat Watkins with the shot on goal, and he's put it through. So the Buffs get there first.
All right.
13 minutes into the first quarter, so the Buffs move to 1-1-7. St Mary's 3-2-20. 10 minutes played in the first.
You see there,
quarter.
the Buffs man bun Morton getting the tap, probably the first or second one that he has today, and you can see the Buffs able to get the run straight from that, and that's probably what they haven't been able to do so far with Ryan Smith dominating the ruck. But with man bun Morton getting a thing and a second kick there as well, you can see the benefit that they're getting.
I don't mind that, man, but Morton. The lad from Groot Island. He's a Central Australia boy, but he now resides over on Groot Island over there. So good to see him in playing NTFL as we're back in the middle. Morton and Smith do battle again. Smith wins that tap. Ball gets knocked out. Morton to put it forward. He's starting to have a bit of a crack now, Morton. Buffs looking to go forward inside again, inside 50.
Plenty of room here.
And a good mark there to short arm it. Plays on quickly, puts it inside 50.
Yeah, that was Darren Schillerbeer playing his first game for the season. He'll be a really good play for Buffs if he can get going. Adds that size and strength that sometimes the Buffs don't have, especially up forward and in the ruck. And, it'll be interesting to see if he can hit his straps. He's obviously got that sandful experience. So he could be a real asset to the Buffs today if he can get going.
Raph Clark puts it outside. Strap on in the middle again, although Kantari cleans up for St Mary's, puts it inside with a bit of a dangerous kick, but it might work here.
The big sausage
Smith.
dogs.
I
Smith.
haven't seen a big man move like that for years. Gets tackled, gets a handball over the top. Musgrove, can he have a crack at goal?
Oh, probably
Great
took a little bit
there.
too much time.
Buffaloes looking to clear it now. And a good clearing handball there. So the Buffs out of trouble here for the moment. Good play there. Kev Moroney plays on quickly. Up on centre wing now. Lee Munungur in a one-on-one.
Ben Rioli always handles those situations pretty well, and he's kept that in. Well done, Ben Rioli.
And too high there against young Lee Munungur against Rioli. So Rioli with the free kick on the outer wing.
And that's that experience that Hodgie was mentioning before. Just someone like Ben Rioli who's played plenty of AFL footy, knows how to take his time, knows where the sideline is, and, just rather than the Buffs streaking off to advantage, it's now kind of back in St Mary's territory.
It's interesting, boys. Your Buffs have definitely lifted their intensity and their pressure on the ball carrier, which is creating opportunities for themselves. You see Saints go inside here.
Jack Musgrove with another mark. He's a little tender after that, I think, but he marks the spot all the same, and he'll be looking to kick it just as nicely off the right boot as he did his previous one. About the same distance, just slightly more in front. And a kick it from around 46 metres, it looks like. He'll enjoy the fact that he kicked his first, Musgrove, and I think it's just probably that confidence that the young fella needs. Obviously he has all the skills and all the attributes as he ponders in and
Just pushes it off to the right, so the Saints get their third point for the quarter. Saints 3-3, 21 to the Buffs, 1-2-8.
Buffs looking to get rid of it a little bit quicker this time than they have previously when they took their time, maybe trying to take a little bit of leaf out of St Mary's book and try and get it upfield a little bit quicker and don't give the Saints defence time to set.
It's good effort there by Josh Heath, wasn't it, Hodgie, to get the ball over for a throw-in?
Yeah, good contest. Had to get it out of bounds. He's on one of the taller opponents, so he had to make a contest there and impact it, and he did.
So the ball back in play now on the forward flank for St Mary's. Musgrove gets the handball out. Bit of a scrap on over there on the outer forward flank. Umpire circling, and he's going to throw it up.
Yeah, Josh Heath doing well there, just sort of seeing that the ball was in dispute and said, I'm going to jump right up on top of this and I guess keep it down in this forward 50 for St Mary's.
So Smith fell over there, the big unit. Josh Heath, I think, was put it inside 50 for St Mary's. Kantari lurking around.
They've got two on one
nice
here.
Nice little tap there from Kantari. He's kept his feet. He's done well. Although the Buffs with the numbers. Handball over the top, misses a target. Musgrove in a good tackle. Kantari looking to put pressure on here. But Buffs with numbers look like they're going to get it out.
Schillerbeer got plenty of time down this left flank.
Schillerbeer inside.
Nice little ball movement here from the Double Blues, just taking their time, nothing really on, so they're just chipping it around, and they may be away here.
So Cammy Stokes has left the back line, which he doesn't do that often, puts it inside, although he's missed the target.
Just in the wrong direction.
So St Mary's looking to clear here through Musgrove. Those Musgrove boys have been good early, Hodgie, haven't they?
Yeah, plenty of the footy early on, and their work rate's been really high, which has been impressive.
So Josh Heath, the little man, pumping those little pistons.
Oh, keeps it in too, I think. Yeah, I thought everyone thought that was out, but no, it gives it there. Saints might be able to take advantage of this. They've got a few extra players. Hale gets it over the top.
There's players
Paredes,
inside 50.
he's done, Paredes.
Great tackle there.
Moroney.
They had numbers in the middle, didn't they, Hodgie?
They did, they were out. They had to do better in that situation.
Well done to Kevin Moroney, though. Never gave up on the play. The Schillerbeer is about 2 foot taller than Justin Cooper and gets the free because of it. Moroney's everywhere through this back line.
You can see Buffs in this back half are very composed with the footy, want to find those short 45s, and they maintain possession of the footy.
Nice work by Ben Rioli getting in for the spoil just in time. Cooper with a diving tackle as it spears in. Oh, nicely done. John Anstey's beaten one-on-one by Matt Watkins there.
And a great kick there. So Buff's going to have another set shot on goal.
Collinson there, I think, with the mark. Nicely done.
You can see there, boys, the last couple of times Buffs have gained possession in their back 50, they've been very composed. They use those short 45s. They pretty much get to the middle of the ground, they pull the trigger and they get the ball moving as quick as they can inside 50, as we saw there.
Collinson strolls in, looking to kick this one from about 40 out off the left boot. Looks pretty happy with it, but no, it's just slid off to the left-hand side. Hands on hips. Says, all right, boys, let's get going again and keep the pressure down this St. Mary's end, where it hasn't really been for about 6 or 7 minutes as we approach 20 minutes into the first quarter. Saints out. Are they going to pay it? No, they're not. It's out on the full.
So Buffs move it quickly back inside 50. Bit of another scrap on. Raf Clark with a great pick-up and the releasing handball, although we're going to have a free kick. Where's that? Must have been off the ball.
Oh, yeah, I think he just fended away the skipper, Jared Stokes there. So in game number 100, well done to Jared. He'll have a chance to close this margin, and they'd be pretty happy with that, considering Saints have had most of the run for this first quarter.
So Stokes on the approach now, 45 out on a 45-degree angle. Set sail for home, and it's
fading, and it keeps fading. A little bit too much slice on it. Needed to start that one at the left post. So that's a couple of missed opportunities there for the Buffs now. And Saints, well, they'll look and try to make them pay, but there's not any clear... Oh, actually, as I say that, plenty of space here for Raf Clark as he came in off his man.
So Raf Clark over to the big source.
That big source gets a left-hand handball away to his skipper, Shannon Rioli, who gets another way. Quick ball movement here. Baptista, had another one on, but didn't, but finds Rioli. Rioli done there, and that'll be...
Well, they paid the advantage.
As Moroney gets it away. And Buffs, nice. As they get onto the left boot, hits into that forward zone, but they're not going to quite get there as Saints try and roll it over the sideline. Icky Vallejo with an interesting move as the Buffs might be able to make them pay as Matt Watkins chucks it onto the right boot and doesn't quite get there.
They've had a really good 5 minutes of footy, boys. They really need to make sure they capitalise on these opportunities. They're probably not going to get too many against Saints today, but they've got to make sure that they finish these and really capitalise on this good 5 minutes that they've had.
Yeah, 1-5-11 probably isn't going to cut it into the fourth quarter if you keep up that rate, as Saints managed to find a pretty easy out, but it's closed up as of now. What are they going to do here? Got very close to the man on the mark. Might have been touched, actually. And the big sausage gets his hands up.
Big sausage. So moves it inside now. Risky
Mendy,
kick.
Nicely done.
And Mendy to put it inside for the Buffs. Oh, it's just going to be an easy mark there to Iggy Vallejo, who moves it on quickly to the outer wing. Musgrove looking for options, looking to move it on quickly. No, he's just held up here for the moment.
Yeah, Buffs did well there to stop the run, just quickly sprinted out to that right edge, and yeah, there we go with Kelvin Williams getting the intercept mark over to his captain.
So Philpott dragged over the line. Now he's got a free kick, moves it on quickly now. Stokes inside 50, just misses the target.
Matt Watkins is getting his hands on plenty of ball here.
Ball in dispute in the forward pocket for the Buffs. How are we going to see this one? Holding the ball. So that's it. It's quarter time here.
Yep, that's St. Mary's 3-4-22 to Darwin Buffaloes 1-5-11.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
jingly coconut curry.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with a Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport Concept Store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
back with the second quarter, and boys, how about this? The future is now. We have a camera in the commentary box. This is sensational. I guess that is a good chance as play gets underway and the Buffs clean it up there. It's a great thing to say, well done to Southern Cross, AFL NT and Kick Digital as well to, I guess, see that we can beam this out to not only the Northern Territory but across Australia as well. And Nick, your head looks all right in it, so they must be doing something right.
Well, it's not too bad, my head, and we've spoken about that before we started this broadcast. But Hodgie, how did you see the first quarter unravel?
Yeah, very interesting. It's great to see St Mary's bounce back after last week. Had a very impressive first quarter, and their intent was shown really early in the way they attacked the ball and put pressure on the Buffs.
So St Mary's looking to move it back inside 50 now. The kick on. Good contest down there.
Jaden McGrath getting his hands on the balls. Paredes does exactly what he did in the first quarter as the big source gets his hands on it. Nice little left-handed handball to Musgrove.
Musgrove with the hands outside now. The kick on goal, and it's just across to the right of goal. So St Mary's moved to 23, Darwin Buffaloes 11. 1 minute played in the second quarter.
As Hodgie said before, Buffs definitely looking to play on quickly and find the space. They might just get away here. Moroney, again, has had a fantastic first quarter and starting strong in the second. Finds it. Nicely done there by Darren Schillerbeer, showing some good agility for a big man as it flies in.
So Liam Munangor here for the boy from Yirrkala. Just hands it straight to Rioli. Rioli puts it to Kantari. Good contest there. Sorry, that's Justin Cooper. Did well to keep his feet, but he did a 360. He's going to be paid holding the ball. Kenny Morton trying to get the advantage, but nothing's doing there.
It's a really interesting matchup, that one there. Johnny Purvis and Justin Cooper. Really looking forward to see how that goes throughout the afternoon.
So Kenny Morton looks to put it inside 50 for the Buffs. Good spoil on there from St Mary's. Raph Clark looking to put a good tackle on there. Ball spills out. And it's going to be holding the ball. So Raph Clark, I think with the free kick, yes, it's going to be Raph Clark's ball. So Clark looking for an option. Just puts it long down the line. Kenny Morton and Smith go battle, and a good punch outside there from the Buffaloes player in Kev Williams.
It's probably the third or fourth occasion, guys, where he's actually come off his opponent to impact the contest like that. He's done really well so far early in this game.
So Morton and Smith looking to do battle again. It's been a good contest, although Smith's had the better of it. So ball up in the air now. Takes it out of the ruck to Smith.
Josh Cheek with some good contact there, double efforts, as well as Paredes again gets the ball and finds a way outside of that main pack. Labastida, not getting the bounce. He looked like he had it, but made up well for it as the ball gets played on as Musgrove tries to kick it in, gets it inside 50, but it looks like the Buffs have this one pretty well covered.
So Johnny Purvis, is that Hodgie?
Yes,
puts
it is, mate.
Inside. Thanks, mate. Thanks for the clarification. Outside to the wing now.
Buffs plenty of space here. Collinson on the inside as Moroney goes forward instead. Iggy Villagios does well. Big Smith and Josh Cheek has plenty of time and does well as he finds Paredes in the middle. Holds his hands up to get the sun out of his eyes and then swings it onto the right boot.
So the pumping Pistons of little Joshy Heath does have a paddock, although he doesn't keep his feet, gets a handball out. Good contest in the middle of the ground. Buffalo's looking to move it quickly. Lee Munangor drops what he should have taken. Raph Clark with the clever tap outside, and it looks like they're going to clear in the way of Musgrove. So Musgrove sells a bit of candy, lucky to get away with that one. Joshy Heath, he could run way inside 50 here in double goal, although he doesn't.
He's not. But he's picked out the only one that he didn't want to, and that is Kevin Moroney with maybe his fourth or fifth intercept mark of the day.
We saw this early on in the last week too, boys, where Saints just continue that ball inside 50, keep turning it over. They've done it early on in this quarter. 3 or 4 times they've turned that over going inside 50.
Been impressed with Schillerbeer in his first game for the Buffs. He's really showed some good mobility for a big man.
So good mark there from Roses. Plays it on quickly now. Ball in dispute.
Rioli gets the bounce. Oh, nice little chip around the corner. Finds Josh Cheek, who'll have a mountain of time. Doesn't take it and just bombs it up. And again, that's another intercept mark to the Buffs with maybe 5 or 6 already this quarter.
So Stokes moves it
Doesn't
quickly.
Make the most of it though. Josh Cheek does well to wrap it up.
So the ball gone inside 50 now. Good little passage of play here for the Buffs. Rioli parks himself under the ball. Liam Munangor gets wrapped up straight away. And he's been pinged for holding the ball. Didn't get much of an opportunity there, Hodgie.
No, that was pretty quick, but obviously both sides wasteful going inside 50 early on in this second quarter.
Raf Clark with room to move goes right. Out to Johnny Anstez. Takes his time. Thought about a bounce, didn't take it. Again, another quick, not intercept mark, but again, that's the Buffs who does have a little bit of room here.
So the kick inside 50, straight to Raf Clark. He drops that. Ball in dispute. Kick on goal there and off to the left. So Buffs, like they're stinking it both up when they go forward, basically.
Yeah, both sides been extremely wasteful going inside 50. Both have had numerous opportunities this quarter, but haven't been able to capitalise.
Hodgie, as a coach, what do you say to your players when, it's happening at both ends, but no one's getting that ball inside 50 really effectively, and it seems very rushed? What do you say to your team?
I think it's just a little bit of composure and better decision-making so far. You see, maybe too many options at times for both sides.
Plenty of run here for Saints.
So Saints put it inside 50, one-on-one, good contest there. Kantari gets in the way, gets bumped out of the road. Buffs to clear it up with a nice kick outside here.
Bit of confusion there, but Timmy Eldridge, who's been a little quiet for him, he's one of the Buffs' best, but he's done a nice job there.
Smith with a tap down to Clark, back to Smith. Smith puts the kick inside, big leap there.
Oh,
could have been holding the man.
Out it, I thought.
Play on, says the umpire. Rioli.
Uses a bit of soccer skills. Loves his soccer, Shannon Rioli. Big Liverpool fan. So he would be happy with that.
Wollongong with the outside Bonana, but it's gone. Could have been in the back. Ball's in dispute here. Umpire circling, and he's going to throw it up. Inside 50 for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, again, boys, very clumsy start to this quarter. I think both sides just need to maybe maintain possession of the ball and maybe take the tempo off a little bit and get momentum going their way.
Smith with the tap down. Musgrove on the end of this one. Puts his head over the ball. Wollongong gets wrapped up by Rioli. Play on, says the umpire. And it's out of bounds here.
Certainly not the start that St Mary's or either side for that matter had in the first. Pretty messy. The usage isn't overly effective from either side. So maybe just trying to get into a bit of rhythm to start this second quarter.
So the tap there from the Buffs. Joshy Heath with a clearing kick. Kenny Morton here. Stokes.
Not a great kick, but Stokes does well.
Back to Roses.
Yeah, good speed from the 16-year-old.
Roses inside 50. And a great mark there. Sliding mark there from Raf Clark. He looks to move it on quickly to Musgrove in the middle of the ground.
Oh, that's Mendy there who streaks away and puts it on the right boot. This one's Musgrove, though. Looks like we've got Anthony Hale down in a bit of trouble right on the square. He's not moving a lot.
Kantari on the outer side now, takes on the player in the Buffaloes, set shot on goal, and he's pushed it across the face to the left. So the Saints move to 3-6-24, Buffaloes 1-6-12, 8 minutes played in the second quarter.
You can see Anthony Hale receiving some attention here. Looks like he's going to, no, yeah, he'll be coming off by the look of it, grabbing that right arm or right shoulder.
So Jackson Clark doesn't have much on at all, really. Puts it down the line. Smith.
Hale with one. He's basically got his arm in a sling. Said, don't worry about that. I'll only need one arm. Grabs it and gets it away. Well done from the big fella.
So Cam Stokes here for the Buffs, looking to clear it out. And that ball's out on the full. So St Mary's looking to attack again, Hodgie.
Yeah, boys, they've just got to slow this down a little bit, I think, here, and just maintain possession just for a couple of minutes. Maybe just be a little bit cleaner and create some opportunities inside 50. As you can see here, Ryan Smith goes back to Johnny Anstez.
So Anstez looking to put it back inside 50 for the Saints. They're just slowing it up here. Puts it inside 50 now.
Oh, almost paid to Jack Musgrove, but not.
He's going to get a free kick here, but too high. So that's it looks like it's against Kenny Stokes.
Oh, and 50 as well.
Marching him down to the goal square. So Cam Stokes may have given him a little, please explain, but the umpire's marching him to the 50, straight up to the goal line, Hodgie.
Yeah, look, I didn't see exactly what happened there, but nonetheless, Jackie Musgrove will get a shot from the top of the square to maybe finish it and break this deadlock. Obviously, we haven't had a goal yet in this quarter, so But very scrappy start to the quarter. This one is exactly what St Mary's need.
So Jackie Musgrove just bangs that one through. So the Saints move to 4-6-30. Darwin Buffaloes 1-6-12. 10 minutes played in the second quarter. Jakey boy.
Yeah, well, just a bit like that first quarter. Jack Musgrove getting another one on the board, and he'll take plenty of confidence out of that. But really, the scoreline's certainly close enough that this game's anyone's, and it's probably just going to be down to that efficiency of ball usage. Plenty going through the middle, but no one really using it well. And then when they do get the chance to use it into that 50-metre zone, no one's actually doing a very good job of it. So it's going to be a bit of a combination of getting out of your own end quickly, but then taking your time and using that ball effectively, which no one's really doing at the moment.
So Morton and Smith back in the middle here. Smith with the tap down. Looks like Buffaloes have got the clearance inside 50, and a great mark there to Martin Page. So Martin Page going to have a shot probably about 50 metres out, pretty much directly in front.
Certainly not looking around too much. I think he's pretty confident.
Morton sort of floating around there, but not looking to give it off. So Ty Martin Page from 50.
Gives it everything he's got. Distance isn't an issue. Direction is, though. It slides off to the right. Iggy Vallejo certainly taking his time and no rush to get the ball out, which is unusual for them.
I think Buffs have done a great job here at closing down all options for St Mary's, forcing him to go long.
So out to Smith now. Kenny
the man bun! He's up. What a screamer!
Kenny Man Bun Morton has taken a great mark there over Smith, looking to put it back inside 50 now. Does so into the pocket. Lee Munangor takes a great mark.
Follows it up as well.
Out on the full. Jake, do you think anyone can take a good mark against little Joshy Heath?
Well, look, no, Joshy Heath is a great competitor. They can put him in the forward line, in the back line, and on the ball that we saw last week as well. He certainly is a very strong man as well. So, Josh Heath, great competitor. As some Saints get away here, Nate Paredes is having a little bit of a rest up in the forward line, but doesn't matter where you put him, he'll have an impact on the ball. And he's got a bit of time here as Saints pile forward. Although, finds Kinthari, who takes it about 53 metres out. Interesting to see what he decides to do here. He's got Cooper in there and he finds him.
Yeah, that was a lot better, boys. You saw there, obviously, break from half-back. Joshy cheek, great kick to Nate Paredes, who they were just composed going forward. So a little chip over the top to Kinthari, and now to Cooper. This is what they've missed that first half of the quarter, both sides. When they are a little bit more composed and better decision-making, you see they get this opportunity to have a shot on goal.
So Justin Cooper, he's had a fresh haircut. The yellow's still in there, but he's lost the Roxette look, and he goes for home, and he's pushed it off to the right.
Yeah, a little upset to see the hairstyle gone. I really appreciated that last week. Very easy as a commentator to know who you're calling as well. He's having a good game still, though, Justin Cooper. He'll definitely one of those players who also makes an impact late in games as well. He's got a really good engine, so he'll certainly be looking to assert himself as the game goes on, as Iggy Vallejo, as always, finds himself in the right spot and chips it out. Plenty of time here for St Mary's as it opens up a little bit. Well, missed the target there. Shannon Rioli looking to recover. And let's say, we'll do it again, as Iggy Vallejo picks it up in the same spot and probably try and do the same thing again. Although he handballs it straight to Matt, and the man bun gets it with the right hand, gets it over the top. Johnny Anstez just ragdolls him, and we'll have to pay the price for that.
So, Sean, is that Sean Armat, is it?
Yeah,
it is Sean Armat. So, Sean Armat with the shot. Geez, we would have got excited if the man bun dobbed that goal, wouldn't we, Jakey boy?
He was in the right spot at the right time.
So Armat, about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle, looks to get the Buffaloes second. And
does
so. So a good kick there from Armat. That puts them 2-7-19 to St Mary's 4-7-31, 14 and a half minutes played in the second quarter, Hodgie.
This is actually the replay. Sorry, Hodgie. This is the replay that I really wanted to see. Look at Iggy Vallejo coming in through here, did quite well, and then big Armat Watkins says, I'll have that, thank you very much. found the man bun, who almost capitalised, but worked well for our Matt, who ended up getting grabbed by the head there in some kind of MMA wrestling move by Johnny Anstaz. He said, what did I do wrong, sir?
Bit of a comedy of errors there, boys, and obviously good little forward, opportunistic, goes back, gets an opportunity and nails the goal to keep the Buffs in it.
So we're back in the middle here. Ryan Smith again with the tap down, doing his own work there to Rioli.
Rioli. How many times have we seen him do that?
Puts it inside 50. And it's out of bounds in the forward pocket for St Mary's.
Anthony Hale back on and seeing that one over the sideline, so he's obviously all right with that right shoulder or left shoulder injury that he had before. So they've moved him up into the forward line, almost into the full forward position by the looks of it. So he might be still a bit ginger, but he's back out there.
He still doesn't look 100%, Jake. He actually laboured going towards that ball, then let his opponent lead him to the footy. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as the quarter progresses.
So ball thrown back in play here. Smith with another good tap down, although it goes straight to a Buffaloes player. They get the kick outside. Musgrove screaming inside 50, gets tackled and holding the ball. Advantage paid over the top.
He's the captain in game 100, puts the right foot step on and then gets the left handball away as it opens up. Collinson, nice little chip over. That was beautifully done by Joey Collinson.
Lee Murungo puts it inside now for the Buffaloes and nearly the mark there. Play on, says the umpire.
Nicely done by our Matt, keeping the ball in play.
Murungo with a bit of magic keeps it inside.
Oh, sure. Everybody thought it was out except the Buffs, and it's big Darren Shillabeer. Oh, and what a goal! Everybody stopped except the double blues, and Darren Shillabeer kicks his first for the day and says thank you very much.
Boys, that one goes in the book to Shillabeer, but I think Chris Williams off half back, you saw just their handball over the top. He had 3 or 4 instances where he got involved here. You see him there again get involved. And
smart kick there too by Joey Collins.
And his work rate, Chris Williams, right from that back pocket all the way down the ground, set the foundation for this goal.
This is just bizarre here. I'm not sure how long this replay will go for, but the ball was out for all money and everybody sort of stopped except, yeah, look at that.
Lee Murungo kept it in. It looks like it might have actually gone over, but anyway, the big unit there gets it over the top.
I think Hodgie's probably the man to talk about this as the NT Thunder coach, but the ball's never out. Is that the rule there, Hodgie?
Yeah, play the whistle at all times, boys.
So back
Matty
in
Campbell
the middle
might
here.
have a word to the boys about that one.
Buffs looking to go inside 50 here again, and could have been a bit high there. So Savika's going to have the free kick on centre half forward for the Buffs. Looking to score again, the Buffs. Nice tidy kick there.
Love the way Matt Watkins has gone about his business today. He's found plenty of open space and a lot quicker than he appears as a stocky gent, but he's been extremely good today.
So Matt Watkins. Can he even the score for the Buffs? Kick on goal. And he's pushed it to the right. So the Buffs move to 3-8-26. St Mary's 4-7-31, 18 minutes played in the second quarter, with Rioli looking to move it, put it back into play now.
Geez.
With a risky kick.
Iggy Vallejo does well.
So Vallejo.
Oh, another risky one back. Matt Watkins showing that speed again, and yeah, Benny Rioli. Oh, gee whiz, Matt Watkins, well done. He has done extremely well. Not many people mess with Benny Rioli in that situation. And Matt Watkins has said, left, right, it doesn't matter, pal, I'm going to stop you. Although St Mary's have got away here. Look at this. Doesn't matter, mate. It's all a bit quiet here, but here we'll see how who makes the most of it. Saints with the early ball. Shannon Rioli gets it in. Well, nicely cleaned up there by the Buffs. Looks like it'll go over the sideline, and it does. Josh Cheek saying, oh, sir, shit, that's ours, but no, it is not, and that'll be a ball in.
Sorry, Jake, I just had a bit of a laugh. So in the forward pocket here for St Mary's.
And the ball is in. Saw Smith bangs it over the top. Oh, that's Justin Cooper. Bangs off the left. That's a goal. Well done. That was quick. And he just jumped in. It took a perfect opportunistic goal. And yeah, Justin Cooper out of nowhere. Nice bang out by Saw Smith in the ruck. But geez, that was a lovely
credit
goal.
to Ryan Smith. He's been outstanding today. That hit to advantage to Justin Cooper. Obviously a set move they've done quite a few times. As you can see here, just put it to advantage. Justin Cooper on the spot. Really good finish. It's really interesting to see these stoppages, Jake, the way both sides are playing one-on-one, very accountable footy, but Saints have had the upper hand through most of the game, but you've seen in the last 5 or 10 minutes that Buffs have gotten themselves back into the stoppage, but on that occasion there, Ryan Smith, great tap out to Cooper to finish that one.
And your small forwards like Justin Cooper, that's what they thrive on, and especially when you, as we mentioned, this Saints forward line today. So, yeah, full credit to Ryan Smith and finding the small forward, and great anticipation from Justin Cooper. That's one of those things that you kind of just, you find yourself in the right position because of your anticipation. So well done there. As the Buffs try and get away here,
Timmy Aldridge looks to put it back inside 50 for the Buffs now, but a great mark there from Raph Clark.
He reads the play beautifully,
to
doesn't he?
St Mary's, moves it over now to McGrath.
McGrath finding himself down in the back line here at the moment. A little bit of a change there.
Risky kick inside. Ball in dispute here.
Josh Cheek does well.
Hunting the ball. Got a bit of a scrap on in the middle. Umpire circling, and he says he'll ball it up.
Well done to Martin Page there. You saw him come off his opponent and impact that contest, and now we've got a stoppage. He gets up limping. But he did a really good job coming off his opponent to impact that.
I don't think he really wants to take this ruck, and Ryan Smith didn't even need to jump on that one. That was a freebie. Oh, geez, diving in there. Jaden McGrath at the legs.
So over the top
Saints away here. Paredes with a smart little tap and then one over the left shoulder. Labastida finds Shannon Rioli, who has plenty of time. He's absolutely shanked it.
So good pressure there from Kantari. Back
Have
to
another
Rioli.
go. Oh, he does one over the top. Little mistake earlier, but geez, he's done a good job with that one, although the Buffs have made the most of it. And that's a great grab there. Darren Shillabeer.
He's on fire today. Looks to put it back inside 50 for the Buffs. Kenny Morton parks himself under it. Good spoil there. Raph Clark
again with a great
again.
read. Takes a bounce.
Gets the handball off to Smith. Smith lumbering along. Puts the kick outside to the wing. So McMurtry turns it over in the middle of the ground. Buffs can attack again here, although that's a bit of a stinker, although it might work off. Raph Clark puts the tackle on. And there we go. It's half-time at TIO Stadium. Buffaloes 3-8-26. St Mary's 5-7-37. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I don't know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Intersport new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
Hello and welcome back to the second half right here on Southern Cross Television. We are back, fellas, umpires round. Thank you to everybody at home for joining us from your lounge rooms, not just here in the Northern Territory, but all regional areas across Australia, and it's great to have you with us. Boys, let's have a look at a couple of the highlights, and what a half it was. Not overly large scoring, but some great moments. Who's been the best players?
Well, for me, Hodgie, I think definitely in that second quarter, Francis Kantari, Justin Cooper, creating turnovers for the for St Mary's and costing the Buffaloes.
Yeah, plenty of pressure up forward for Saints, but also across half back. Kelvin Williams for Buffs for me has been outstanding, and Kenny Morton, you saw there's been pretty consistent throughout the game. So it's going to be very interesting to see this second half and who can get the upper hand.
Yeah, you can see like Timmy Eldridge there. There's some really good moments and some real speckies. Look at that from Raph Clark. He was great at that, actually, for that, especially in that second quarter with those intercept marks, reading the play really well. I guess what we need to talk about now is what do we see in this third quarter, fourth quarter, and who can really take the game from here.
I think it's important, but Saints are getting plenty of numbers across half back. You can see Raph there taking a few marks, and Buff just need to move the ball a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and great work by our production team as well, getting those that vision very quickly turned around for us, so we can, because we want to. That's what we want to do to our viewers at home, so they can see exactly what's happening, not just on the field at the time, but you can see some of those great moments in replay as well as players hustle around the ball here and get into position. for the Buffs, boys, they really came home stronger in that second quarter. What do they need to do to really, I guess, not only just make up this deficit, but I guess take over St Mary's with that extra run?
We've seen in the first and the second quarter, Buffs finished very strongly in those quarters, and you can see St Mary's have had those numbers across half back. If Buffs transition the ball as quick as possible, try and get it in. Don't give St Mary's an opportunity to set up that back line and get some numbers behind the footy. I think they possibly might kick a score to get themselves back in this game. So just looking down at the bench now, I can see St Mary's are probably maybe one or two players down. I know Nicky Aaron's definitely out with a concussion.
Okay.
And I'll try and work out who the next player is.
As the ball goes up for the third quarter, we better give a quick shout out to the umpires who are bringing us umpires round for round 2. They do a fantastic job, not just in our sport of AFL Aussie rules, but in all sports. So thank you to all of our umpires as Saints get the early ball. Raf Clark, with a bit of a nudge there as Buffs get the free.
So
Man Bun, he is at it again, getting an early touch here in the third.
So Man Bun Morton looking to put it back inside 50 for the Buffs. Saints have done well here, although it looks like...
I'm backing him home from here, Nick. I'm backing him home.
The Man Bun tries to get onto it.
It's not going to get there.
It's not going to get there. He pushes it out to the right.
Oh.
And a thumble there from Darren Shillaby Hodgie, who has been also really well, has been great today, along with Matt Watkins.
Yeah, their work rate for big guys has been very impressive up forward. I think, like I said earlier, if Buffs can get the ball in really quickly to those guys, one out, with their opposition players, I think they can kick a score to get themselves back into it.
So Smith and Morton do battle in the forward pocket for the Buffs. Bit of a scrap on, could have been high. What's the umpire going to say here?
Plays it on.
Still scrappy.
Reedy's with the left out there. Johnny A quickly nudges it on to the right and does well.
Justin Cooper goes over. Buffs have got it back in control here, looking to put it back inside 50 with the long ball.
Oh,
and Raf Clark.
Again,
Captain
he has
Clark.
been sensational today, Raf Clark.
I saw his mum, Auntie Pam, downstairs before, and she thought he was having an exceptional game as he moves it to centre half back. St Mary's looking to attack now.
Might have done some goose curry, Auntie Pam. She does a great goose curry, so maybe she fed him a bit of that over the weekend.
Greetings to Auntie Pam if you're watching at home tomorrow. Kantari. St Mary's look to put it inside 50.
Oh, good grab there, Joshy Cheek.
So Josh Cheek on the forward flank. Puts it inside 50 for St Mary's with a good kick. McGrath.
Oh, Musgrove did everything but catch it. Oh.
Looks like McGrath's going to get the free kick here, or is
No, it's Musgrove.
Musgrove.
Not quite sure what happened. I thought that was more Musgrove dropping it, but maybe he copped one in the back a little bit.
I think he's been paid the mark here.
Oh, he's getting another 50, is he? No?
No.
Just checking where the mark was.
Through his routine.
Yeah. Telling Kelvin Williams, who's been very good today, so just don't encroach that one, mate, because that's where I'm kicking it.
Already, boys, we've just seen in that transition of play, Saints a lot cleaner, hitting their targets and getting inside 50 nice and quick.
He's kicked a couple from this exact spot already today, Jack Musgrove.
Shot on goal and he's dobbed it, so St Mary's get the first in the third quarter.
It's just the one they probably needed, fellas, just to get off on the right start, similar to the first quarter. Not only does it extend that lead to 17 points, but it also just, keeps them with that momentum, especially in that third quarter where you really want it and start it in the right way.
Again, started with Raf Clark across that half-back, that intercept mark. Boys, he's been outstanding with that today and just used the ball well going outside of their defensive 50, and it's probably the first time we've seen this half, obviously, for them to get a clean transition inside 50 and get that opportunity to have a shot on goal, and Jackie Musgrove goes back and nails it.
Did we figure out what that was? That a mark? Paid that a mark? Was it?
No, surely not. Still can't quite work out that one.
Anyway,
but it is umpires round, so we don't dwell on those things as the ball goes up.
So there's going to be a free kick paid here. Looks like it's going the way of the Buffs, is it? No, to St Mary's. So St Mary's with a clearance here. Plays on now. Inside 50.
That's a bomb from Nate Paredes.
Smith.
Just tunnel balled it through to Henry Labastida very well. Not sure if he meant it, but it was effective all the same. But the Buffs managed to, not quite get it out of kick off the ground there too, but it's just really fumbling around here.
So it's a bit scrappy here at centre half forward, although the Buffs get it out now. Kenny Morton.
Paredes in a lot of trouble here after that, although
Lee Munungo puts it inside 50.
Plenty of room here. That's Stokes. Can the captain kick it and keep his boys in the game? It ricochets off the post, and that will really hurt the Buffs. They could have really used that one, but good to see the ball movement, Hodgie.
Yeah, nice and quick. They've got to make sure they finish these shots on goal. That's imperative.
Oh, Nay Paredes goes down hard. He's a very tough man because he's up and running about again.
So Smith out on that outer side. St. Mary's kicked the ball forward.
That was very smart there by Iggy Vallejo, just keeping him out of trouble.
Cameron Stokes gets the hands out.
Jared Stokes manages a fumble but gets it back and says, let's reset here, boys, as Joey Collinson puts it on the trusty left. Great kick to the man bun, weighs it up.
It's inside with a nice kick. And the mark's being paid there to Jackson Clark, is it? Yes, it is. Jackson Clark. So Jackson Clark's going to have a shot on goal about 30 metres out on the 45-degree angle.
It's obviously been a message from both coaches, boys, for guys to be a lot more composed and their decision making to be a lot better going inside 50. So far, we've seen that from both sides, and they're both taking marks inside 50. And now they've got another opportunity to have a shot on goal.
That's a great point, Hodgie. The ball use inside 50 has been much better as Jackson Clark puts it on the right. Doesn't look overly happy with it. Grabs a mouth guard. That's not the mouth guard's fault, mate. But let's have a look here as St. Mary's look to come out of the end. Iggy Vallejo has a look at left and right. Chooses to go right. Buff's probably got more numbers here, but Ryan Smith does very well to at least hold up the play. Ricochets around.
So St. Mary's looking to clear through Musgrove. Cooper hands over the top.
Anthony
Play
Hale
here
does
from
well
St.
there.
Mary's.
Oh, got in each other's road as Ben Rioli mops up the pieces and kicks it out to his brother Shannon, who's got plenty of time and he's using it as well. Weighs up the situation nicely.
Kintari.
Fires Kintari over there in the far side of the field. Pretty tight angle, but I think he'll like his chances here as he puts the ball on the ground, has a look at the boots, the flashy white boots too, from Francis Kintari.
So Francis on the approach now. On a bit of a tight angle. I wouldn't put it past him. Shot on goal, although I've stunk that up for him. And it's coming out to the forward pocket now.
Oh, Jay McGrath cops one high, and that will be paid by the look of it. Yep.
So a free kick here to McGrath. Lee Munungo just on the ground there with it. Looks in a bit of trouble. Might be the shoulder. He's putting his arm up to the bench. So Socky's in a bit of strife. Young Lee Munungo from Yirrkala.
Jaden McGrath having a look around here. Doesn't quite know what to do. I think he was looking for someone inside, didn't have too many options. So he's going to give it a crack here just in front of our commentary box. But slings it into the forward squares. It's ricochets out. Buffs might be able to get out here quickly. And that's Jackson Clark, who's managed to work his way back. Puts it on the right boot. That looks like it'll go over the boundary for throw in.
So it looks like Raf Clark's on Shillaby there, Hodgie. Looks like, because he's causing a bit of damage when they go forward, isn't he?
Yeah, he's picking his time to roll off his opponent and impact the contest and take those intercept marks. It's worked for him so far. Probably the delivery to Big Darren Shillaby hasn't been perfect from his teammates, and that's played into the hands of Raf Clark.
So Little Musgrove with the tap. St. Mary's looking to go back inside 50 now. Gets a handball out. Kick inside 50. And what have we got here? Free kick, is it? To Rioli. Yeah, it's a free kick to Rioli there.
Yeah, just dumped late after he kicked the ball there was Ollie Thompson. So, yeah, Shannon Rioli goes back and will have a shot on goal here, which is generally a very good shot at goal, set shot. So you'd back him to finish this, Jake.
Yeah, I think he would. He's obviously just going to take his time here. He think it's his first crack at goal for the day. He might have had one earlier, but certainly as captain, he'll be looking to make the most of this. He does. He puts his left arm in the air, gets a high five from Jack Musgrove and the rest of the boys as well, and he says, okay, boys, let's go reset and do this again, because we're coming to a real crucial point in the game here. You can see Mendy doing well there and just getting the ball forward as the ball came quickly in there. And you can see that Saints just kind of getting to the ball quicker and making the most of their opportunity when Shannon Rioli, as you can see on the replay here, obviously got worked off the ball there by Kevin Moroney and made the most of the situation, boys.
So St Mary's 8-7-49, Buffs 3-10-28. 9 minutes played in the third quarter as umpire gets it underway. Smith with the tap, but down to a Buffs player. Musgrove circling. Handball out now. Buffs on the attack with a nice little kick.
Puts it on to Matt Watkins, and geez, he's again done beautifully well.
So Matt Watkins with the set shot on goal. Kick from probably about 45 metres out, directly in front.
Certainly given himself the opportunity to kick the goals here, and as Hodgie mentioned earlier, it's about time that the Buffs started capitalising as he runs in, puts it on the right. He likes it already. He liked that one early, claps the hands. The boys get around him, the captain right there to give him a pat on the back and say, well done, mate. And, you know, the Buffs looking a lot better in front of goal and giving their players a lot more opportunities as Shannon Rioli gets a break after that goal. Interestingly, subbing in for Josh Cheek, who's going to come in and take a roll back into the middle.
Again, we saw with Buffs just there, boys, that transition inside 50 a lot cleaner, decision making a lot better, and they're getting first hands on the footy here at these stoppages and a lot of pressure on St Mary's with the football.
Just you can see on that replay, the skipper, Jared Stokes, in his 100th game, isn't that, you know, to the kids who are watching at home, that is exactly the type of thing that you want to do if you're in the middle. Never give up on the play. But he actually got nudged out of it to start with, stayed with it, and then ended up making the most of it. So great work from the skipper.
So we're inside 50 here for St Mary's, although we're going to have a free kick.
That one's to Buffs, so...
So Liam Philpott with the free kick for the Buffs. To the outside, to the outer wing.
Giving it plenty of air as it goes up.
Musgrove sits under it. Ball in dispute.
Labastida goes in hard with the right shoulder. Doesn't look like it's going to come out.
So we've got a ball up right next to the boundary line on the wing, right in front of the commentary box.
One stage there, I think Joshy Heath actually tackled Labber. Said, hey mate, how you going? I miss you. And but we'll get the ball up here. As you said, Nick, right in front of the commentary box.
So there's a free kick against Smith here for shepherding out. So Martin Page with the free kick, puts it long down the line. St Mary's playing win a little bit early. Advantage paid. Gets the kick away.
Good pressure there by young Danny Musgrove, just making the kick not that easy. But Buff's still plenty of opportunity here.
Shillabeard did well then, puts it back to centre forward with a snap. Great smother there from Raph Clark. Musgrove to clear for St Mary's. Puts it up to centre half forward. Rioli in pursuit. Gets the ball. Clicks into gear.
Oh, he's been caught again.
Cooper with a 1-2 step. Goes the snap over the shoulder and pushes it to the right. So few missed opportunities here, Hodge.
Yeah, again in this quarter they needed to finish that, really important, but obviously a really quick transition of play there, a lot of pressure off half back, enabled them to get that ball back into their forward line.
Buffs 4-10-34 to St Mary's 7-8-50.
Opening up here for the Buffs on the scoreboard side of the field. They are
Johnny Purvis with a bit of time and space.
Cops one for a good measure as well.
Liam Philpott with the kick. So it goes long down that line again.
Purvis almost takes a great mark, but doesn't quite as the skipper tries to come in. Does well again, just stays with the ball, uses his speed, chips it over. Brilliantly done by Jared Stokes. And again, still with the ball.
So Buffs cross it.
Geez, that's some real great stuff from the skipper in his 100th game, staying with the ball and really trying to keep that pressure on inside that area for them just as they approach the 50-metre zone.
So Williams looking to put it long into attack for the Buffs. Puts
Big
it to the
roost.
top of the square. Good spoil on in there from St Mary's. We're going to have a boundary throw in, Hodgie.
We've seen the last couple of instances Jared Stokes has got his hands on the foot. He's very, very composed with the ball in hand and pretty much hits a target every time he's got the ball. So I think the more times they can get the ball in his hands, something good's going to happen for the Darwin Buffaloes.
Yeah, couldn't agree with that comment more, Hodgie. He's been probably their best today, if not the best, one of their best in the milestone game. So I'll be very happy with that.
She'll be with the tap down against Raf Clark. Buff players there's looking for the free kick. Ball spills out. Snaps over the shoulder. And that's a goal. So a great goal.
Young Malcolm Rosas. That is a sensational effort. Again, kind of came out of nothing. And similar into that second quarter, the St Mary's players, they just sort of stopped and Rosas just said, well, if you guys are going to stop, I'm going to go. Chuck it on the left foot and...
So there was a bit going on in this pack. It sort of went on for a bit too long, Hodgie. But the ball, you see there, Christopher Williams sort of looking for the free kick. Ball pops out, and young Roses just snaps it over the top.
It's just off the back of pressure, boys. I think early on, Malcolm Roses laid a tackle early in that contest. Williams attacked the ball, and just a goal out of nothing, which is really what they need.
One thing I've noticed from young Malcolm Rosas today, he's just been very composed. You mentioned that about Jared Stokes, but for a kid who's 16, 17 years old, he's made a lot of good decisions today. Not flashy ones, but good ones, and I think that's a sign of a really good player. So Thompson gets it in here. A little bit of confusion there, but Justin Cooper manages to try and mop it up. Doesn't. Buffs have a chance here as Maroney paddles and prods and tries to get it out. Doesn't. Labistida's turn now. Gets it off to Musgrove, who chips it along, but it won't go through the big sticks, and it goes through a minor score.
So St Mary's 7-9-51, Buffaloes 5-10-40. We've gone 16 minutes into the third quarter as Buffs look to try and get it out of their defensive 50. So Man Bun, Morton, Raf Clark do battle. Man Bun goes all right, could have been too high against the Man Bun. Raf Clark does well, and he's won the free kick. Raf Clark he has for holding the ball against the Man Bun. So Raf Clark on the attack, looking to put it back inside for St Mary's. Sees what's on offer. Musgrove sits under it. Justin Cooper
is always good from this sort of situation.
Could have been in the back and he's won the free kick. Advantage paid. Wasn't really ready. Could have been free kick.
Oh, Rioli sidestepping about 6 times and puts it on the left.
Cammy Stokes back there for the Buff, so he's looking to put it back outside now.
They're away here if they get the bounce. They do. Collinson, smart.
Puts it long down the line. Jake's mate, Ahmet Watkins, 1-on-1. 2-on-1, sorry. St Mary's looking to clear here again.
Still, you won't beat him. He's been an absolute force up front, Ahmet Watkins. He's been sensational today.
Bendy inside now for St Mary's. The kick onto centre half forward. Hale. With the
Thompson there, actually. And Thompson's actually getting plenty of ball this third quarter. A little bit quieter earlier, but as he gives that one a torp, bit of a rook. And Raf Clark again.
Oh, no, it's a free kick.
But gee, he is just taking some great marks today, Raf Clark. Probably deserved that one, but no, and he's given away 50 for good measure.
That was beautiful how he just sort of went across the pack there.
Gazelle-like.
It was so
kind of majestic bird. Whatever it was beautifully done by Raf, but when you give away a free and then a 50, it probably undoes most of that good work. Buffs with the chance here.
So Cam Stokes.
Oh, Cam Stokes is cramped up significantly after that one.
Aldridge with the kick down now for Buffs.
Rosas again. See his smart decisions. Great work from a young fella.
Maroney puts it inside 50. And a
good
great
mark. Jackson Clark got the jukes up.
So Jackson Clark with a great contested mark. About 45 metres out, he'll have a shot on goal on a 45-degree angle, Hodgie.
Yeah, it all started from Cammy Stokes, pretty much at centre-half back, just transitioning the ball over to this side of the ground, switching the play, and they were just composed. A little bit of magic from Malcolm Roses, and then again, Kevin Moroney, ball inside 50, kick to advantage of a teammate, and Jackson Clark, against his old club, goes back and takes a really good mark.
Yeah, I'm sure he's been copping a little bit down inside that forward 50, so he'd like to silence a few of the critics here. Looks straight enough, but no, it slides out. That's none from 2.
He sort of got into a bit of a jog like he dobbed that one, didn't he? But anyway, so a minor score there.
Pelaggio plays on quickly.
Kantari.
Probably should have taken that one, and it spills out. Just an execution problem there.
Anderson inside 50.
Plenty of room. It's on the good side for Collinson here on his left. He gets on it, finds a couple of players, and Clark has a chance to redeem himself. Cops one in the melon.
So a nice little ear massage to Jackson Clark there as he gets up, and we'll have a shot on goal from about 35 metres out, straight in front.
Yeah, his other two, in Jackson's defence, his other two have been on about that 45-degree angle. So this one, 30 out, right in front, you'd like to back him home from here. Taking his time. Kind of as a bit of a lull before a storm here, I feel, fellas. It's sort of just been meandering along. Let's see what happens here with Clark's kick. He whacks the hands a couple of times. He likes it. He runs, gets a couple of high fives from the fellas. Grabs that mouth guard out again as he does. And, sprints off to the sideline for a break.
So they're back within 5 points. 4 points now. Darwin Buffaloes 47. St Mary's 51, 20 minutes played in the third quarter, Hodgie.
Yeah, again, boys, Kelvin Williams off half-back obviously came up to that contest. A bit of a fumble from Kanthari, mopped it up as he's done all day, and just a really good decision going forward. Handball to a teammate that's in a better position what he was, and made a good decision, hit Jackson Clark and went back and kicked that goal. But decision-making going back inside 50 for me, boys, has been the difference this quarter.
So Smith with the tap for St Mary's again.
Was it high? No, it wasn't.
We're going to have a ball up right in the middle of the ground, so we haven't moved very fast. Smith looking for the high, but umpire saying, no, nothing, mate.
The umpire's doing a good job today, making sure the ball's getting as much air time as it can, trying to get it out, trying to keep the game going as Josh Cheek chucks it on the left. Ball in contention. Well done from Musgrove as he attacks the ball nice and hard. Rick Nolan loves that stuff. But it's the Buffs who've got away again. Young Rosas again on the left foot. Jeez, he's having a great game.
So Shillabeer with the mark, forward flank for the Buffs, puts it inside here to Jared Stokes.
Oh, well done.
Good spoil there. Shillabeer again with a 1-2, puts it inside 50. Musgrove, great mark there from Christopher Williams.
Great use of the body there, just a very slight nudge with the hip.
Yeah, well done to Jared Stokes out on that far side again. Ball was knocked away from him, but super clean body line the foot. He got it to Shillabeer. Nice little candy, as you mentioned, Jake, to get the ball inside to get this, to create this opportunity.
So doesn't take much time with it, and he doesn't need to because he's plugged it straight down the guts. And boys, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we're more than halfway through the third, and the Darwin Buffaloes all of a sudden are in front.
Yeah, we saw Roses there. Just again, under pressure, his decision-making has been outstanding. But for me this quarter, they've just been a lot cleaner going inside 50, which has been the major difference. And, the inside 50s probably hasn't increased. It's just that, exactly that. They've just made better decisions, and it's created this opportunity for them to get themselves back in front, or in front probably for the first time today.
So St Mary's staring down... we're into the third quarter, I'm well aware, but they're staring down the barrel of 0-2, Hodgie, which probably wouldn't happen very often, would it?
No, not too often.
So Buffs looking to attack again.
Oh, did everything but catch it. We get up here nice and close. Great work by the cameraman there, getting right up and into the action, as that'll go up for a ball up.
So Smith's been dominant all day in the ruck for St Mary's. Wins that tap again over the back.
Paredes kicks it to himself. Smart play, Nate, as Shannon Rioli tries to get it out there. Doesn't.
And we're going to have another ball up on the centre wing.
Definitely been a lift in the Darwin Buffaloes' intensity and intent and attack on the football, boys, in the last 5 minutes.
Big Sauce gets the left hand on it, but it's again the Buffs And young Rosas again, who kicks it to a fantastic position. Rosas and Collinson have combined beautifully today, but well done by Josh Cheek as St Mary's get it up.
And it's
a little bit of hustle and bustle here. Jane McGrath, Philpott got it going at it. Tell you what, tensions are high here as the score is 2 points into the third quarter as we see the hustle and bustle. 7-11-53 to Darwin Buffaloes, 7-9-51 to St Mary's.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Make your job easy.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Hello and welcome back for the fourth quarter on Southern Cross Television. Boys, we promised the crowd a good game and boy do they have one. 2 points in it and it's really anybody's, depends who comes out harder in the fourth.
It's anyone's game, isn't it, Hodgie? And we've seen the Buffaloes with a better quarter that quarter, definitely, for the game, but a lot better game than last week.
Yeah, and last week Buffaloes found themselves in this situation against Waratahs. Pretty tired game here at three-quarter time and overran Tars in the last quarter. So it's going to be a really interesting last 20 or so minutes of this game to see how it goes. And for me, that third quarter, Buffalo's decision-making going inside 50 was the difference and they capitalised on it.
And the ball is officially up for the fourth quarter as it gets out pretty messy early on.
So ball pops out the
Jared
back.
Stokes gets it. Just fumbled around for a little bit, but then Jared Stokes with the great work to get it inside the Saints forward 50. Raph Clark now got the ball, takes a bounce, might take a second, does. As Shannon Rioli, who chips it inside, and Jack Musgrove puts the jukes out and gets it. Well done by Musgrove there. And lovely play by St Mary's to all go pretty much the length of the field. Musgrove take a few steps back, marks his spot as he usually does. And it's Musgrove there. Has a little look around, had a few little audio issues there, but we are back just in time. You've missed nothing as Musgrove comes in, puts it on the right boot, misses it slightly to the left. Boys, who's going to be the key players here in the fourth quarter to, I guess, make the difference for each side?
I think down back, Kelvin Williams has been fantastic for Buffs, but this young fella here, Malcolm Roses, has been very impressive.
On cue, Hodgie, well played, because he's taken an absolute screamer, puts it on the left boot, and it's, again, perfectly used. He's had a sensational game, young Roses.
Decision-making's been outstanding, Jake, this the last half of this game.
So Lee Munungo with a good handball over the top here. Buff's looking to early. His man.
The man bug gets it in hard, goes in. That's what we like.
Throws it out.
Ivalagio does well. Smart move. Ben Rioli hits the pack. Managed just to get it out. It's pretty messy, but it might come out here to the Buffs' advantage. Does. Man bun, smart, but goes over the sideline.
Just going back on key players, I think St Mary's will be looking for the more experienced players to stand up in Shannon Rioli, Ben Rioli. So far, Raph Clark's done it all day, and Nate Paredes needs to get his hands on the footy at these stoppages.
Yeah, it was Paredes who was, arguably the best on throughout that first half. It was a bit quieter in the third, so he'll look to have a big game here in the fourth.
So Morton with the tap over. Banana inside, outside. But a great mark
there to
Johnny Enstez.
Taking the time.
So puts it out. Francis Kantari with a little break on Aldridge. Gets it over the top, although we're going to have a bit of a push there.
Oh.
The umpire going to say, ball it in on the outer wing.
It's interesting you talked about Nate Paredes there. Chris Williams has been running with him the last half of this game and really going one-on-one with him. They've done a really good job, and he's actually had some really good impact himself on the game.
Yeah, and impressive to keep a player like Paredes out of action. So well done to Williams, and that could play as he gets his hand on the ball. We've done that well so far. But yeah, if you can have that key role as Mendy has a look around, chips it, not to really any advantage for either side, and it goes over the boundary. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out with the likes of Paredes. If he can have a bigger impact on the game, it'll certainly be to St Mary's benefit. But the Buffs really doing a good job at keeping him out of the contest for the most part.
So Martin Page with the tap down.
As he gets the ball.
Handball's out the back. Could have been a free kick for holding. It is. So it looks like it's going to go the Buffs' way here, is it? No, to St Mary's.
Interesting, you can see a couple of plays cramping up already. Cam Stokes again, sort of just checking the legs are still on. But, you know, that's probably going to play a key role this early in the season. We saw it in our coverage last week. St Mary's struggled a little bit with the cramping. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes as Paredes gets a nice ball inside 50, but it's mopped up by the Buffaloes. Kind of just kicked and hoped, but it might work out well here depending on the bounce. Well done by John Anstey to come in forward off his line.
Although with the kick just
well
doesn't
cleaned
work
up, Benny
out.
Rioli.
Rioli puts it back outside to the wing now.
Space galore out here depending on... Oh, gets a nice bounce. Great tackle there. Safeka.
So ball still in dispute. St Mary's with the numbers. Ball gets stripped. Should have been a free kick. Play on, says the umpire.
Hales does
dispute.
well.
Musgrove with the kick and finds
Mendy there.
The target there.
Yeah, Mendy going to take his time here. He's got a good runner there in Justin Cooper. Sees him, tries to use him. Cooper with the run. Oh, but great mark.
Play on, says the umpire. Cooper
Timmy
puts
Eldridge
it inside.
probably a bit unlucky there. Paredes gets down in the forward pocket. Usually uses it well from these situations. Puts it into the square. Big rise. No good from Jack Musgrove.
Well, there's a free kick here. It's going the way of Cameron Stokes for the Buffaloes. So a bit of relieving pressure here. Stokes
Jackson
out to
Clark
Brad Stokes.
Was on, didn't use him, and Marcus Rosas, he was definitely... Oh, I've jinxed him! First mistake of the day from Rosas. Can he make it up? He does. Although it might spill out for Saints. Shannon Rioli.
Free kick here, going the way of St Mary's to Musgrove. So Musgrove with the free kick on the wing. Looking for a target. Puts it long down the line, searching for the big Sauce Smith. Doesn't quite reach him. Good punch forward. Cooper gets wrapped up beautifully by Eldridge and holding the ball. So a good tackle there from Eldridge.
That's a big play. Hasn't been as involved as he usually is, Timmy Eldridge, but as Hodgie, you said earlier, though, the experienced players stand up when it matters, and that's a great play there.
Yeah, great pressure from both sides. Both sides are applying a lot of pressure in the early in this last quarter.
So the Rioli brothers and the punch spoil over the line. Stays in, keeps it in. Rioli puts it inside. Oh, what have we got going on here? Everyone's just sort of stopped for the minute.
I think a little bit of confusion there. I think one umpire set out, the other one set in, so we're going to have a ball up here as we go into the Saints forward line.
So Smith over the back.
No one really got a hand on it there.
Buffs looking to clear it up. It's a bit scrappy here at centre forward for St Mary's. Could have been kicking in danger. Play on, says the umpire. Buffs are away. Looking to score a goal. The
skipper puts it on the right. Room.
So Shillabeer. Could have been too high, and it is. So Shillabeer with the free kick, 50 out. Wollongong's on if he turns around. Doesn't see him. It looks like he's going to go back and have a set shot on goal.
Probably try and get pretty close to the mark here. Oh, he gives himself 55. It's not going to have the disc. Yes, it does, but it's not straight enough.
So the Buffs move to 54. St Mary's 52. 7 minutes played in the last quarter. Hodgie, it's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, I think the side that can obviously control the tempo of the game, be a little bit more efficient.
Oh, top alert!
But over the line.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the side that can be more efficient, I think, and that's probably not being so efficient, but they need to make the most of these opportunities because not many opportunities are going to come in this last quarter due to the pressure from both sides.
So the man bun with the tap down.
We haven't seen Matt Watkins much this quarter, but there he is. He punches the ball while he's on the ground.
So Raf Clark wrapping up the big unit in Matt Watkins. Just 10 metres out from goal for the Buffs. Looking to get the first. Man Bun with the tap.
Josh Heath, what can he do from here? Smart move onto the left from Heath.
Well done from Smith. Got into a good position. Drops what he should have taken. Play on. Raf Clark puts the kick on. Misses
Just a
Musgrove.
little bit too much mustard on that one, but well done by Jaden McGrath, who brings it back in, maybe in strife, isn't.
Gantari gets the ball out. Jackson Clark. Could have been high. Play on, says the umpire. Good tackle there from Mendy. And we're going to have a ball up centre half forward for the Buffs, Hodgie.
Yeah, a lot of pressure around the footy here, boys, which is fantastic to see early in this last quarter. So either side that can get clean footy from here will win the game.
Atkinson with the tap. Buffs looking to go back inside 50. Good handball there.
Sign this kid up, Hodgie. This kid's been
Stokes.
sensational.
Could have been holding the man there to St. Mary. So the Buffs are going to go inside again, or are they?
Iggy Vallejo,
Vallejo
not
gets rid
pinged,
of one.
could have been, but wasn't.
Musgrove with the kick. Labastida. Anderson. Good kick there. Shillabeer inside
Jeez, he's
50.
got plenty on it.
And Barn.
Holy moly, Shillabeer from about 55 on the turn. That could be a huge moment in this game, and that's why they brought him in. That is a sensational goal.
So Buffaloes moved to 8-12-60. St. Mary's 7-10-52. Hodgie, talk us through it.
Very excited there, boys. Look, yeah, just Malcolm Rose is out here on this far side of the ground. Just clean possession of the ball. Not clean on that far side, but Buff just found a way to get the ball inside here. And Shillabeer just, rolls around and finishes it really nicely. So,
It's 60. I'm calling 60 on that.
It's worth
That's
its
a
weight
great
in goal,
roost.
those long goals like that. It's very important that they nail them, and Buff's looking to finish strong at the moment, stronger.
So Smith with the tap. Bit of a shank there. St. Mary's mop up here. Smith puts it back inside 50. Musgrove with the sit. Over the back, McGrath.
Hard at it. Good contact.
Eldridge clears for the Buffs. Well, it looks like it's going to come back in. No, it's out the back to Lee Munungor.
Lovely kick of the footy.
Over to Shillabeer.
Here he goes. Kick it from there, Shillabeer. No, he won't. But Jared Stokes has got it. A little bit of a soccer. Plays out to Ben Rioli. Good hands. They'll play on. He takes a bounce. Might take another. Doesn't. Finds two St. Mary's players out there. Will look for Smith. Finds him. Smith, plenty of time here. Puts it on the right boot. Nicely done to Kinthari. He's about 55 out. That's too far for him. Does a little chip over the top. Probably not enough mustard on that as Buffs get out of trouble. But he has another crack here. Runs around, uses his speed, puts it deeper in. But well done by the Darwin Buffaloes, who are kind of thwarting most of St. Mary's efforts here, Hodgie.
Yeah, their defensive work so far this quarter has been fantastic, Jake. And here you go again. They're going to get back inside 50.
Anderson streaks away. Well done by Johnny Anstez. Although Matt has a chance, St. Mary's do well. Nicely paced Josh Heath with plenty of time here. Although the man buns come from nowhere.
Rioli in the middle of the ground for St. Mary's. Looking to put it back inside. They need a goal pretty quick.
Nicely done, Henry Labastida. Plenty of time. Has Rioli go around his right edge. Doesn't use him. Not a lot of movement by St. Mary's within that forward line. Hence probably, although we've got a nice lead here from Mendy, but the kick not quite where it needed to be, and it's in for a boundary throw-in.
Again, just not being efficient inside 50, St. Mary's. They need to tidy that up pretty quickly. They're having plenty of opportunities to get it inside there, but they're just not able to finish and get those created opportunities to try and win the game.
Hodgie, is there a reason that there's not a lot of movement in that Saints forward line when they're just on that perimeter edge?
Buffs have done a fantastic job of clogging up that corridor, not allowing Saints to come inside and pushing them wide on most occasions.
Labastida with a big hook off the right boot, goes through for a minor score, brings it back to 7 points.
So Cam Stokes, the general for the Buffs. Back in play to his brother. Plays on. Gets the kick. Musgrove hustles. Rose is there. Josh Cheek mops up Lee Munangor in
done well there. Finds Paredes good strength, although he loses it in the handle and he's pinged.
So a great tackle there from Aldridge. Getting the ball decision go his way.
He's done a good job on Paredes if he's actually going with him or just finding himself in good position. But
Watkins.
Here he goes.
1-2 over to
and he's
Anderson.
streaking down the field as well. Will he use him? No, he doesn't.
So
nicely worked by Collinson. Oh, here he is! Use him! That's a great goal again! Darren Shillabeer's kicked 2 crucial goals here in the 4th, and the Darwin Buffaloes all of a sudden have a nice little gap, boys.
You've seen the difference going inside 50. Buffs are able to go in through that corridor into an area that it's a bit easier to have a shot on goal. When Saints are going forward, they're having forced to go wide because the defensive unit of Buffaloes are really clogging up that corridor. So well done to the Darwin Buffaloes. They're making the most of their opportunities at the moment off the back of some individual brilliance at times.
And if you're going to go by body language, you'd say that the Darwin Buffaloes have got this one in the bag. The heads are down for Saints at the moment, especially in that back line. Probably time for those experienced characters, the Raf Clarks, the Johnny Anstes, Icky Vallejo, to get the heads up and say, you know, there's still plenty of time left in this 4th quarter, boys, and let's try and get the ball down the other end.
So ball in dispute in the middle of the ground. St. Mary's desperately need a goal. Could have been a sliding into the knees. Man bun Morton.
Oh, look at him.
Man bun Morton.
Puts it on the right.
Shanks
doesn't get
it.
all of it.
And, Steele plays in.
Oh, geez, risky manoeuvre.
And we're out of bounds in the forward pocket for the Buffs. Matt Watkins, geez, you would have lit up then, Jake, if you kept that in and kicked the goal, wouldn't you?
That would have done me, fellas, but alas.
The ability of Buffs to get numbers to the footy at the moment, boys, is really standing out. Saints just need to lift in these next couple of minutes to try and get the game back on their terms and get themselves back into this one.
We got full credit to the Darwin Buffaloes. They're just really applying that pressure, and it was a bit like what Saints did to them in the 1st and 2nd quarter, but a little bit of confusion there.
Musgrove.
Well done. Took on a man twice his size. Came off better. Ben Rioli. Nice and patient. Great kick. Well done. That's the experience they need. Finds another experienced campaigner in Labastida who takes a couple of steps and then's just going to roost it down that same parallel. Although
there's
not to much advantage. Although there's Stokes again pulling up a little bit lame. He's doing well to stay in the contest, but he's definitely sore and, you know, with plenty of time left on the clock, playing a crucial role down back. It'll be interesting to see how he goes, although they may not need him if Buffs continue to get out like this. As Jackson Clark has 25 metres to his closest St Mary's player closing in. Uses the ball nicely. Maroney puts on the step on Shannon Rioli and Classley as well. Finds Anderson, who again plays on quickly. Probably not the best use of the footy, but Collinson's done well. Puts it on the left. It's high. It's anyone's. Oh, go Ahmad Watson, he's chucked it on the right, and it's in! Ahmad Watson! Oh my goodness, how good is he? That is sensational work, and the boys have got around him.
For a big unit, he's pretty handy at ball down at his feet, isn't he, Jake?
I love him. He has been great today. The Buffs have been great today. And I tell you what, it's Matt Watkins' hard work that made him really deserve that, because he's been strong on the ball, but he's found himself in good positions. And tell you what, put him in space, there's no stopping him. What a bloke. Love him.
What a bloke.
And this last quarter, they've actually turned half opportunities into goals, which has been the difference. So
beautiful to watch.
Yeah, great finish, but they're turning these half opportunities into goals. Very impressive.
Tell you what, Saints are really going to have to push the pedal here if they're going to thin, because Jared Stokes has got his hands on the ball again. Finds Collinson, who's used the ball beautifully today. And at the moment, St Mary's just can't get out of their own end. When they are, they're bombing it.
Yeah, just the work rate from Darwin Buffaloes. They're getting numbers around the contest. They're transitioning back in numbers, and then they're transitioning forward pretty quickly, getting numbers around the ball, which has been the difference so far this quarter.
So the ball back in play for the Buffaloes. Although a good clearance there by Paradis. Ball in dispute on the outer wing now. Could have been a push in the back. Umpire says, not on my watch, throw it in.
Yeah, Bradley Stokes there had a look around the left shoulder and said, come on, ump. But to no avail. But yes, you can see the shots there of the St Mary's bench, a couple of forlorn faces as they, I guess, you know, what have we got, 19 points, so still plenty of time, but they definitely need to kick the next one as Jared Stokes, again, is doing extremely well. It's probably high, not paid. But again, it's the Buffaloes who are getting to the first to every ball. Jackson Clark pirouettes about 4 times then.
Holding the ball, played against Jackson Clark there as it is umpire appreciation round. Inside the St Mary's goal, though, it looks like they're going to turn it
Stokes,
over.
heavy contact. This could be the chance that St Mary's needed, but again, it's the Buffs who wanted it more. Josh Cheek dives in, brave, but it goes over to the sideline.
Interesting ploy here from both sides. Darwin Buffaloes seem to be playing a +1 behind the footy, Kelvin Williams. St Mary's +1 is actually getting caught up in traffic at the stoppages. And it seems to be working much better for Darwin Buffaloes at the moment. So Saints might have to do something in the next couple of minutes to rectify that.
That's why you're the best in the business, Hodgie. Great analysis there as Labastida gets his hands on the ball. Can they use it effectively? They haven't done it so far. They've got an opportunity here as Cooper gets his hands on the ball.
So Cooper looking to put it inside 50, finds the target in Paradis. Plays on quickly, shot on goal. It's a goal, so a much-needed goal to St Mary's. They move to 59. Buffalo 72, 19 and a half minutes played. Hodgie.
Yeah, well done, St Mary's there. They were a bit more efficient going forward. They're just a little bit more patient, Cooper. Found the free player, and Paredes, we spoke about him early in the quarter. He definitely lifted early, and he's lifted again here. A much-needed goal for his side. But like I said earlier, the different ploys between the two sides. Seems like Darwin Buffaloes have that +1 behind the ball, and Saints +1 seems to be getting sucked into that contest. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out in the next couple of minutes.
Interesting to see that it was Cameron Stokes on Nate Paredes there. Interesting to see how he travels over the next couple of minutes, considering he's cramping already.
Smith with the tap down. Could have been a holding the man free kick there. Umpire says play on. Cam Stokes with the kick. Anderson Parks underneath for the Buffs, and a great spoil there.
Jack Musgrove.
Yeah, he's moved down behind the footy now, boys. He's playing down back, which is an interesting one. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But you can see here at this stoppage, not too much accountability. There's a +1 for both sides in this stoppage.
So great tap from Smith, down to Musgrove, gets a kick on, but it's spoiled over the line there by Brad Stokes.
He's had a couple of good impressions in this midway through this fourth quarter, Brad Stokes, just getting his hands on the ball when St Mary's were looking dangerous. So we hit 21 minutes into this fourth quarter, and it's going to be nervous times for Rick Nolan and the St Mary's coaching staff.
So we've got a free kick here. Which way is it going? It's going the way
Buffs.
of the
They'll
Buffs.
try and get away quickly here.
So
Roney's got nobody on him. Doesn't get seen as they go down the sideline. Might be the smart play considering the time.
Jake's boyfriend, Ahmet Watkins, puts it over.
I just think late in this quarter, boys, that move there down the line from Atkinson was a smart one. Obviously don't need to take any risk this time of the quarter when you're up. Just go down the line. If you get another stoppage, take some time off the clock and go again.
So Smith to do battle in the ruck there for St Mary's, wins the tap down. Mendy with the ball there. Umpire says he'll ball it up. Mendy's been really good today, I thought, for St Mary's. He's really stood up, when you compare it to those big names in the Rioli boys.
Well, his hustle's been great. There's been some good moments, some bad moments, but you can't knock his effort for his first game of the season with St Mary's. And, he's certainly put himself in the position to be effective. So, good game by him, and he's actually could get his hands on the ball here. No, it might be Smith who gets it. Nice nudge.
So the ball
done by Hale.
On the attack here for St Mary's. Rioli and Aldridge do battle. Tap over to the Kantari. Cammy Stokes for the Buffs. Could have been kicking in danger. Play on, says the umpire. St Mary's trying to roll it forward here. Here's Francis Kantari. Good shepherd from Rioli. Kantari strolls in, puts a shot on, and he stopped it. He stopped it.
Great work.
So St Mary's moved to 65. Buffalo's 72. 22 minutes played in the last quarter, Hodge.
Yeah, great goal. They needed it desperately. Francis Kantari, Nate Paredes just put his head over the footy here, made sure he got the ball going to advantage. Ryan Smith, good contest here, but St Mary's desperately needed that. It'll be interesting to see what happens at this next centre bounce? It looks like St Mary's are getting probably their best midfielders in there for this stoppage. No, Nate Paredes is not in there. He's probably their number one clearance player. But nonetheless, I think Buffs have got their best clearance players in the moment. So this next clearance will be absolutely critical for both sides.
Huge moment, especially, I guess, considering it's now the jitters start to come into it a little bit. The Buffs, I think, have beaten Saints once in the last decade, something along those lines. So, you know, there'll be a few nerves coming in. And as that, Jared Stokes does brilliantly once again. He's been great all day. Shannon Rioli gets his head over the ball. It pops out, but no, we've got a free there to St Mary's. This is a huge moment as Rioli takes his hands onto the ball, puts it on the right.
Inside 50, Aldridge parks himself underneath it and takes a great mark. So the marquee to Aldridge. Looks like he's going to milk a little bit of time off the clock. Benny Rioli puts his hand up and says, what?
Had to do better going inside 50 there, boys. It just went a bit wide. They needed to go more at the goal face and try and get a goal there.
So Aldridge to get him outside 50. That's the Buffaloes. Just over Smith's head. Ball in dispute on the outer wing. Buffaloes looking to go forward again through Williams.
It's been good, Williams, this fourth quarter.
Outstanding all day, boys.
Ball in dispute on the outer wing.
There he is again, as we mention him, and he rampages through the pack. He's knackered, but he's doing a great job all the same. Paredes as well does a great job. Nice handball, puts on to Hale, chucks it onto the left boot. This can be when they're most effective, St Mary's, with their small forwards. Although Timmy Eldridge sells a dummy, and then the Buffs get out of trouble. That's just what they've done all day, just a little bit better.
Kenny Morton.
Come on, the Morton, the man bun. Can he do it? Going to require a bounce.
And he's got it.
Gets it.
Man Bun Morton gets a goal. You'd think that would be the sealer for the Buffs.
That was probably the ugliest floater I've ever seen in my life. But nonetheless, it's 6 points.
He's chucked a little bit of off spin on it. It's landed nicely, and you know, in the umpire's round, a nice way to get that one finished off for the goal umpire there.
Darwin Buffaloes 78, St Mary's 65. 25 minutes played. You think it's all over for the St Mary's now, Hodgie?
Yeah, super impressive there. Kelvin Williams has been outstanding all day. Just that little tap to Timmy Eldridge enabled them to get the ball forward. They had the lead. They're still playing breakneck, quick footy, Buffs, but it's paying off for them. So why wouldn't you?
That's a coach killer. That little chip into the goal square, but it's come off all right. So Shannon Rioli gets his hands on the ball, but it comes out to Rosas. Used the ball beautifully again. Gets it out of trouble. Nice spoil there by Jack Musgrove.
So ball in dispute at centre half forward for the Buffs. Umpire circling and he says, no, not on my watch, I'm going to throw it up.
Can't be too much longer left on the clock here, and Buffs certainly in no hurry to get the ball thrown up.
So Smith with the big tap.
Rosas, time, doesn't quite get the bounce, but does well all the same.
Is Savika to put him back inside 50.
Smart kick to the pack.
Get
up there! And he has.
He's got it again.
Strong, very strong. That is great work by Armat Watkins.
Played some impressive footy this second half. You can just see they want the ball a little bit more than what St Mary's do in this second half, and I don't think Buffaloes have had a passenger out there today. I think there's been one rotation down all day. Jalen Clark injured early in that first quarter.
And there it is. As the siren goes,
he'll put this icing on the cake.
Armat Watkins has hit the post. He's hit the post, Jake. That's on your watch, Jake. Buffaloes 11-12, 79. St Mary's 9-11, 65. Great game here at TIO Stadium, Hodgie.
Yeah. We bounced back, gave themselves an opportunity to win the game. Unfortunately, couldn't get over the line, but what a cracking game. Really exciting territory footy at its best.
Territory footy at its best. I hope that everybody at home enjoyed it, because what a fantastic spectacle that was today. Well, now we've got to really think about it. St Mary's 0-2, Buffs 2-0. So very different ends of the spectrum compared to previous seasons.